23 ABC's Kristin Vartan joining us live outside Buck Owens Crystal Palace after sitting down with Jim Ranger. Kristin.
Mike, this is one of the many places that Jim Ranger sharpened his guitar strings before placing second on The Voice, with the entire community of Bakersfield cheering him on along the way. He says he does not take any of that support for granted.
But always stay humble and kind.
Staying humble and kind, and of course talent, are perhaps what drew Blake Shelton to Bakersfield-based and bred musician and pastor Jim Ranger from day one on The Voice, and took him all the way to second place.
This entire existence is a gift, and it's something not to be squandered. It's doing the most you can with every given situation you've been given, and that might be a little bit, and that might be a lot. And so when this opportunity came up, this isn't necessarily something I was chasing. It just kind of started to unfold and happen. And me and her, when we talked about it, it was like, man, let's see how far this rabbit hole goes,
After what he says is a crazy ride, he's back home in Bakersfield with his 3 kids and wife, Camilla. Now, home is where it all starts. So tell me about just what were you like as a kid? Were you just like, microphone in hand from the very beginning, could sing before you could talk? What were you like?
Well, I grew up in a home where music was extremely normal. The first, probably 5-6 years of my life, we lived in a motorhome and traveled around the country, and they did music. And so it was just such a normal part of my life. I joke all the time that I was like, 10, 11 years old before I realized that not all families would sit around a piano and sing together.
Ranger adds that he started taking music more seriously as a teenager, when he picked up guitar, wrote songs, and joined choir at Ridgeview High.
Her hair blowing in the wind.
And The Voice is not Jim Ranger's debut on the national stage. Back in 2010, he auditioned for American Idol on a whim with his brother.
When it was over, it was like I wasn't sad. I didn't have my my breakdown moment. You'll see me again type of thing. It just seemed like a silly roller coaster ride I got to ride, and that was the end of it.
But clearly that was not the end of it. 10 years later, after playing music with local band Soul Jar and putting out a worship album, he found himself submitting an audition tape for The Voice. Through all of this, his family has been cheering him on. His wife and fellow New Life Church campus pastor Camilla Ranger gushing over watching him grow as a man and a musician after almost 2 decades of marriage.
One of the things I heard consistently is that, oh yeah, the same Jim that everybody's getting to see on The Voice is the same Jim that we know. And for me and the kids, it was like, this is the same man that we have in our home all the time. The world just got to see it. And so I think that that's what came through. And I think that that's what drew Blake to him.
Now that the music industry, Ranger says, is off of holiday break, he's about to have some major talks. And he says a record deal could be a topic. In the meantime, he is giving his all to his church and family. And at the very least, now you have a whole day dedicated.
No, how about that?
What does that feel like? You like getting that designation?
It's unbelievably silly and beautiful. We're going to come up with a lot of creative ideas that are going to be the new traditions for Jim Ranger Day.
For sure.
And we haven't quite worked those out yet, but I think they'll unfold.
I think we all have to wear hats.
It's got to wear hats, hats. I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of barbecue involved or something.
We'll have an extended interview with our local star on our website, turn23.com. At Buck Owens Crystal Palace, Kristin Vartan, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
I know. He better be a big barbecue. A lot of people are going to want to come and watch.
With their hats.
Yeah, with their hats.
Yes.